The Money Magnet Mind. Introduction. Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, this isn't the life I imagined? Maybe you've worked hard, sacrificed, and given your best effort, but it feels like the money just doesn't flow as it should. The truth is, what you see in your bank account today isn't just about the work you put in or the opportunities you've been given. It's about your mind. Yes, your mind. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your money mindset. We've been told our whole lives that if we just work harder, hustle more, or try harder, money will magically show up. But that's not how it works. Money doesn't come from your efforts alone. It comes from your ability to think differently, to break free from the old patterns that have kept you stuck, and to unlock the mental codes that are keeping your wealth potential hidden. This book isn't just another how to make money guide. It's a deep dive into how to change your relationship with money and become the kind of person who naturally attracts wealth. It's not about trying to force things or chase after money like it's some elusive prize. Instead, it's about aligning your thoughts, energy, and actions in a way that makes abundance a natural byproduct of who you are. If you're tired of struggling with the same financial issues, if you're ready to stop living paycheck to paycheck or just getting by, this is the moment for change. You have everything inside you to turn your financial future around. This isn't about luck. It's about mastering the right mindset. In the following chapters, we'll unlock the secrets to thinking like a person who attracts wealth effortlessly. We'll rewrite the old, limiting beliefs that have kept you from achieving your true financial potential. You'll learn how to break the cycle of scarcity and begin living with a mindset of abundance. This isn't just about money. It's about freedom, confidence, and the courage to believe that you deserve everything you've ever dreamed of. If you're willing to change the way you think about money, you're about to embark on the most powerful journey of your life. Let's start creating the life you were meant to live. The life where money flows to you easily and abundance is your new normal. You are a money magnet. It's time to start acting like it. Chapter 1. The Poverty Code. They never told you that being broke isn't just about money. It's a program, a mental download you didn't even agree to. You were raised in it. You heard it. You lived it. We can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. It wasn't just language, it was a code, quietly shaping how you saw the world and, worse, how you saw yourself. And now here you are, grown, smart, hard-working, full of dreams, but somehow still running on that same outdated software. That's the poverty code. It doesn't care how talented you are. It doesn't care how much you hustle. If your subconscious believes money is dangerous, evil, or impossible to keep, you'll keep pushing it away, even if you don't mean to. That's the hardest truth. Most people stay broke because deep down, they don't believe they're allowed to be rich. But here's what I want you to hear today. The poverty code can be rewritten. You can learn to see money as safe, loving, and abundant. You can break cycles that have trapped generations. You don't have to feel guilty for wanting more. You don't have to stay in survival mode. You're allowed to thrive. But it starts in your mind, right now, right here. So pause and ask yourself, what stories about money have you been carrying? Who told you wealth wasn't for you? And why are you still listening? This is your turning point. This is the moment you stop blaming your bank account and start upgrading your mindset. Because until you change what you think about money, you'll keep repeating the same patterns. Let this be the chapter where everything starts to shift, not because you read some magical words, but because something inside you finally said, enough. Enough of shrinking, enough of settling, enough of staying broke just because it's familiar. You were not born to be stuck. You were born to expand, to receive, to live in overflow. And it's time to start acting like it. Not tomorrow, now. Chapter 2. Money is a mirror. Money will always show you who you are, not who you pretend to be. That's what most people never realize. They think money is just a tool, a currency, a goal. But the truth is, money is a mirror. It reflects your thoughts, your beliefs, your fears, your patterns. If you believe deep down that you're not good enough, your bank account will show it. If you carry guilt when you receive money, you'll find ways to lose it. If you think rich people are selfish, you'll subconsciously avoid becoming one. You may not even notice it, but the mirror never lies. You see, your relationship with money is just an extension of your relationship with yourself. If you're disorganized with money, chances are you're disorganized with time, energy, emotions. If you constantly feel like there's never enough, it's probably not just your income. It's your internal story about lack. Money doesn't fix these things, it exposes them. And when you're ready to really look in the mirror, it becomes your greatest teacher. It will show you where you're stuck, where you self-sabotage, where you still don't trust yourself. And if you're brave enough to look, not with judgment, but with curiosity, you can start to shift. You can say, I've been avoiding in money because I was afraid of what it says about me. Or, I've been under-earning because I didn't feel worthy of more. And right there, you take back your power. Because when you change what's in the mirror, your mindset, your habits, your self-worth, your external life follows. More money comes. Better decisions come. And not because you got lucky, but because you finally started seeing clearly. So take a moment and ask yourself, if money is a mirror, what has it been reflecting back to me? Am I proud of what I see, or am I hiding from it? This is the work, not the budgeting apps, or the side hustles, or the grinding 18 hours a day. The real work is looking in the mirror and choosing to rewrite the story. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be honest. And from that honesty comes power. Because when you love yourself enough to get real about money, you stop running from it, and you start attracting it. You don't need more hustle. You need more clarity. The mirror is waiting. Are you ready to see yourself differently? Chapter 3. You can't receive what you don't believe. You can hustle 12 hours a day, manifest like crazy, say affirmations until your voice cracks. But if deep down you don't believe you're worthy of money, you'll block every blessing trying to find its way to you. That's the part most people miss. Money is not just about effort, it's about belief, it's about identity. If you believe wealth is something that happens to other people, those born lucky, connected, or privileged, then your subconscious will keep proving you right. You'll sabotage opportunities, shrink your prices, avoid investing, and stay small even when your heart wants more. Why? Because receiving isn't just a physical act. It's spiritual. It's emotional. You have to believe that abundance is safe, that success won't ruin you, and that you are worthy of having more than just enough. You have to believe that it's okay to win, that it's okay to rise, that it's okay to live well without guilt or shame. But most of us weren't taught that. We were taught to dim our light. We were praised for struggle. We were told that asking for more was greedy or selfish. So now, as adults, We confuse being humble with playing small. But let me say this clearly. You can be grounded and still be rich. You can be generous and still be wealthy. You can be a good person and still have overflow. It's not either or, it's both and. But until you believe that at your core, you'll keep chasing money like it's some far-off thing, never realizing it's trying to find its way to you. You're the one putting up the wall. You're the one rejecting the flow by thinking, I'm not ready, or I don't deserve it, or what if I mess it up? But what if you stopped doing that? What if, for once, you let yourself fully believe that you're allowed to have more? That you don't need to earn love or approval through struggle? That money is not a reward for pain, but a reflection of alignment. The moment you believe that, something changes. Your posture changes, your language changes, the way you walk into rooms changes. Because you're no longer performing for pennies, you're attracting from peace. And people can feel that. Opportunities can feel that. That's when money starts showing up faster, easier, smoother, because you finally stopped pushing it away. So ask yourself this today. Do I really believe I'm allowed to receive more? And if not, what would it look like to start? Because the door is already open. The flow is already moving. The only thing left is for you to say yes to it, loud, clear, and without apology. Chapter 4. Scarcity is loud, abundance is quiet. Scarcity screams, doesn't it? It panics, it rushes, it worries. It's that voice in your head saying, hurry, or you'll miss it. There's not enough. You better take what you can get. It's loud in the room, loud in your thoughts, loud in your body, tight chest, tense shoulders, shallow breath. You feel it when you're underpaid, but afraid to ask for more. You feel it when someone else wins, and it makes you feel smaller, not inspired. Scarcity's voice is desperate, always measuring, always comparing. It shows up in the scrolling, in the impulse buys, in the relationships you tolerate, just so you're not alone. But here's the secret. Real abundance doesn't compete with noise. It doesn't need to. Abundance walks into the room calmly, knowing it belongs. Abundance whispers because it trusts. It doesn't chase, it attracts. It doesn't fight for space, it creates space. You know you're stepping into abundance when you stop reacting to everything. When you take a deep breath and say, there's more than enough. For me, for them, for everyone. Scarcity says, if they win, I lose. Abundance says, their win proves mine is coming. The truth is, abundance can't be found in chaos. It lives in peace. That's why the richest people you'll ever meet are often the quietest in the room. They don't need to flex. They don't need to prove anything. Their energy says it all. So if your life feels noisy, overwhelming, and anxious, don't add more. Subtract. Breathe. Slow down. Ask yourself, what am I trying to force? What am I afraid will run out? And then remind yourself, nothing real is running from you. You don't have to scream to be seen. You don't have to beg to be chosen. Abundance responds to confidence, not chaos. And once you truly understand that, the game changes. You start making decisions from peace, not panic. You wait for what's aligned instead of chasing what's available. You become magnetic, and that's the shift. The moment when your mind stops living paycheck to paycheck, even if your bank account hasn't caught up yet. Because real wealth always starts in silence, in clarity, in stillness. It's not something you fight for. It's something you flow into. Chapter 5. The Energy of Wealth. Money isn't just paper, it's energy, and it responds to the energy you bring to it. You've felt it before, even if you didn't realize it. Ever notice how money seems to show up for some people without them forcing it? That's not luck, it's alignment. On the flip side, have you ever been desperate for money and it seemed to run even farther away? That's resistance. Money flows where it feels respected, not where it's begged for or feared. The truth is, every time you stress, panic, or chase it from a place of lack, you're actually pushing it away. Not because money's mean, but because lack energy repels abundance. You can't attract wealth from the frequency of fear. You have to meet money on the vibration of confidence, peace, and purpose. This is the part most people never hear. Money has a vibe, and so do you. So check your energy. Do you talk about money with anxiety, guilt, or shame? Do you act like money's never enough, or like it's a burden? That energy is your message to the universe, and money listens. But when you shift into gratitude, trust, and clarity, something powerful happens. You stop chasing and start receiving. You stop gripping and start growing. That's when money starts showing up in ways you didn't expect. Opportunities, ideas, connections, unexpected income. And it's not magic, it's you finally getting into sync with abundance instead of arguing with it. So from this moment on, I want you to treat your energy like currency. Guard it, align it, raise it. Instead of saying, I'm broke, say, I'm becoming wealthy. Instead of worrying about bills, get excited about building overflow. This shift might sound small, but it's everything. Wealth isn't just a number, it's a frequency, and you have the power to tune into it any time. So choose your energy like you choose your future, on purpose, unapologetically, and with the deep knowing that money loves clarity, calm, and courage. You don't have to earn your worthiness, you just have to remember it. And once you do, money won't feel like a stranger anymore. It'll feel like a friend who's finally coming home. Chapter 6. Broke is a condition, not your identity. Being broke feels personal, doesn't it? Like shame with a price tag. But listen closely. Broke is a temporary condition, not your identity. It's where you are, not who you are. Maybe your wallet's empty. Maybe your bills are late. Maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck, but that doesn't mean you're lazy, dumb, or cursed. It means you're in a moment, and moments can change. But here's the trap. The longer you stay in broke, the more you start to believe it defines you. You begin saying things like, I'm just not good with money, or people like me don't get rich. And every time you say it, you tattoo that lie deeper into your soul. But you're not broke. You're becoming. You're learning. You're surviving. And that's power. You see, rich people aren't better than you. They just stopped believing they had to stay small. They separated their identity from their bank balance. That's your job now. Don't let your overdraft speak louder than your dreams. Don't let your past say who you are. You're not broke. You're just early in the story. You're in the messy part, the chapter where it hurts. But the breakthrough is coming, and when it does, you'll realize that every low point was just teaching you how to rise. So start speaking differently. Start walking like you know your future is rich in every way. Look in the mirror and say, I may be broke today, but I am not broken. That belief alone starts to shift everything. You are not a statistic. You are not your struggles. You are not stuck. you are becoming wealthy not just in money but in mindset, in peace, in power. So rise. Rise anyway. Rise broke if you have to, because broke is just a place you pass through on the way to abundance. Chapter 7. Thoughts that print money. You have to understand one thing. Your thoughts are the real currency. Every single thought you have about money, wealth, success, or even failure is either depositing or withdrawing from your financial account. If you think money is hard to come by, guess what? You'll struggle to make it. If you believe you'll always be one step away from financial freedom, that belief will keep you stuck, always chasing, never catching. But the truth is this. Your thoughts can literally print money. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Think about the people who constantly seem to land opportunities, the ones who always find a way to make things work. They're not luckier than they've just trained their minds to think like moneymakers. They focus on abundance, on growth, on solutions instead of problems. Their thoughts are filled with possibilities, not limitations. It's the same with you. The moment you start thinking like someone who is already wealthy, your life shifts. When you wake up and believe that money is already on its way to you, you begin acting differently, thinking differently, and most importantly, attracting differently. Every thought that you entertain shapes the world you live in. Want to know how to print money in your life? Start thinking about money like it's an inevitable part of your life. When you feel good about money, you magnetize more of it. The thoughts you focus on today create your reality tomorrow. It's time to rewrite your money script. Every successful person knows this secret. If your mind isn't aligned with wealth, the universe won't respond. But when your thoughts align with abundance, the world starts to open up to you. Opportunities come, people invest in you, doors open that were previously locked. You become a money magnet. It's not magic, it's mindset. Shift your thinking, and your financial reality will follow. The simple truth is this. Wealth doesn't come to those who are constantly thinking about what they don't have. It comes to those who are focused on creating, on growing, on adding value. Start by telling yourself, I am rich in mind, body, and spirit every single day. Visualize money flowing easily into your life and feel the excitement of it. When you think these thoughts, your body believes them and the universe starts reflecting them. Money follows clarity. So stop thinking small. Stop limiting your potential. Start thinking like a millionaire today and watch your world change. The more you believe in abundance, the more it flows. It's that simple. Now go ahead, print your money. Chapter 8. Wealthy people think differently. Wealthy people don't think like the rest of us. They see the world through a completely different lens. Where most people see limitations, they see possibilities. Where others see a problem, they see an opportunity to innovate or grow. The truth is, the wealthy don't just play by different rules. They play a different game altogether. They understand that money isn't a finite resource. It's abundant, flowing, and always available for those who are willing to receive it. The first thing they do every morning isn't check their email or scroll social media. They prime their minds to attract wealth. They know that their thoughts are their most valuable asset. So, they protect them fiercely, feeding them with positivity, gratitude, and action-oriented thinking. They believe that no matter where they start, they can rise above their circumstances with the right mindset. And this belief isn't just fluff. It's rooted in their everyday actions. They understand that wealth isn't just about working harder or having more. It's about being more. It's about the identity you create for yourself, the values you hold, and the consistent habits you form. If you look at the habits of wealthy people, you'll notice one key thing. They don't waste time on things that don't align with their goals. They prioritize. They focus. They set goals and relentlessly pursue them, not because they are lucky, but because they believe they are worthy of success. And here's where the shift happens. When you start thinking like the wealthy, you start acting like the wealthy. Your decisions change, your confidence changes, your ability to see opportunities changes. Wealthy people think in terms of abundance, not scarcity. They don't see challenges as roadblocks, but as stepping stones to the next level of growth. They know that every failure is a lesson in disguise, an investment in their future. And perhaps most importantly, wealthy people take ownership. They don't blame their circumstances, their past, or the economy for where they are. They take full responsibility for their lives and their financial future. They are the creators of their destiny, and they approach wealth creation as a long-term commitment to themselves and their legacy. So, what's stopping you? It's time to stop thinking like the person you were and start thinking like the person you're becoming. You're not just waiting for money to fall into your lap. You're creating it. Wealth is a mindset, and it's time to adopt it. Chapter 9. You don't get rich by accident. We all like to think that wealth just falls into people's laps, like a lottery ticket or a random stroke of luck. But if you've ever had that thought, I need you to understand something. Getting rich isn't an accident. It's intentional. People who succeed don't wake up one day and find themselves rich. They've worked, planned, and, most importantly, thought their way there. Every action they take is driven by purpose. Every decision is made with wealth in mind. It's not that they're lucky, it's that they've designed their lives to create opportunities for wealth to show up. And this isn't some secret only the elite know. It's available to you. You can design your life for success, for abundance. But it requires something most people won't do: consistent, focused effort. The key is intentionality. If you're drifting through life, hoping money will just show up, it won't. You'll get stuck in the cycle of maybe next month and when I get a break. But let me tell you something. You don't get a break by waiting. You get a break by working. Not just working hard, but working smart, aligning your thoughts, your energy, your actions toward what you want. When you start being intentional with your actions, you begin to create momentum. You put your money toward investments instead of distractions. You make time for things that grow you, not drain you. You focus your energy on opportunities, not obstacles. You don't just wish for change, you make it happen. And here's the truth. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This is about creating a lifestyle of wealth, one decision at a time, one action at a time, until suddenly you look around and realize that money isn't a problem anymore. But you have to stop believing in the myth of accident wealth. Stop thinking, if only, and start thinking, when I do this. Wealth doesn't come from hoping, it comes from doing. So ask yourself, are you living intentionally, or are you waiting for the universe to hand you something? It's time to take control. It's time to start designing your life with wealth in mind, because when you start acting on purpose, the results will speak for themselves. Chapter 10. The 3 Types of People Money. avoids. Money is more than just a tool. It's energy, and like all energy, it's drawn to certain vibrations. There are three kinds of people that money will actively avoid, no matter how hard they try. The first type is the blamer. They are constantly pointing fingers, looking for someone or something else to blame for their financial struggles. It's the boss, the economy, the system, or even their upbringing. While it's true that external factors can affect our financial journey, the truth is, as long as you're blaming someone else for your situation, you'll never take full control. Money moves toward those who own their situation, who take responsibility for where they are and where they're headed. The second type is the fearful. These people are paralyzed by the idea of losing money. They are so scared of risk that they never take any. They hold on so tightly to what little they have that it's like they've put money in a cage, too afraid to let it out. But here's the thing. Money, like anything else, must flow. It must move to grow. Fear keeps it stagnant, and stagnant money doesn't attract more. If you want wealth, you have to be willing to invest in yourself, take calculated risks, and trust that the universe will return your energy multiplied. And then there's the third type, the martyr. These people believe that money is bad or selfish. They feel guilty about success or don't believe they deserve abundance. They do everything for others and sacrifice their own financial health, thinking it's noble. But here's the harsh truth. You cannot give from an empty cup. Money will avoid those who constantly deprive themselves. You must honor your own needs first, if you're ever going to attract wealth. Money is not just for the rich or the lucky. It's for those who treat it with respect, ownership, and responsibility. It's for those who are willing to grow, learn, and sometimes even fail, but always get back up. If you find yourself trapped in any of these patterns, blaming, fearing, or sacrificing yourself for others, it's time to stop. You don't need to stay stuck in those places anymore. You deserve to be the kind of person money is naturally drawn to. Someone who is confident, balanced, and willing to treat money as the tool it truly is. Once you change how you think about money, you'll see it change how it comes to you. And that's when everything transforms. Chapter 11. Your circle is your ceiling. You've heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But have you ever stopped to really think about it? The people around you have an extraordinary influence on your mindset, your success, and your ability to manifest wealth. The problem is many of us stay surrounded by people who aren't pushing us forward. They're holding us back. It's not about cutting people off, but it's about recognizing that your circle has the power to either lift you to new heights or keep you stuck at ground level. If you're surrounded by people who only talk about their problems, who settle for less, or who gossip about others' successes instead of celebrating them, you're going to start seeing the world through the same lens they do. You'll begin to believe that financial struggle is normal, that hard work equals pain, and that wealth is only for a select few. But the truth is, you don't need to keep carrying the weight of a small-minded circle. It's time to let go of the toxic, the energy-draining, and the stagnant. Instead, find people who challenge you, who have big dreams, and who believe in possibilities. Find those who show you what's possible, who lift your thoughts higher, and who encourage you to reach for the life you've been dreaming of. Think about it. Every conversation you have either adds or subtracts from your wealth. Do you want to keep talking about what's impossible, or do you want to surround yourself with people who remind you that your dreams are achievable? If you're always the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. If you're the one pushing everyone else to level up, you're probably limiting yourself. It's time to let your circle elevate you. Your energy and mindset will shift when you align with people who think bigger, act bolder, and show you what's truly possible. Your circle can't be your ceiling anymore. It's time for you to rise. Chapter 12. Speak wealth into your life. You've heard the saying, words have power. But let's get real for a moment. Have you ever stopped to think about just how much power they truly hold? Every word you speak is a seed you're planting in your life. When you say things like, I can't afford this, or money's always a struggle, what you're really doing is building a reality where scarcity thrives. You're not just speaking about your current situation, you're creating the conditions for your future. Here's the truth. The universe doesn't hear, I'm broke. It hears, this is my reality. I'm okay with it. Now, I'm not saying you need to pretend like everything is perfect or speak in unrealistic, overly positive terms. That's not what I mean. What I'm talking about is shifting your language to reflect the abundance that's already available to you. It's about saying, I am open to wealth. Money flows easily and effortlessly to me. I am worthy of living a life full of abundance. Sounds simple, right? But the power is in the consistency. The more you say it, the more your subconscious starts to believe it. And when your subconscious believes it, your actions follow. You'll begin to notice new opportunities, more confidence, and a sense of ease around money. It's like unlocking a new way of thinking, a way where wealth isn't a distant dream but a present reality. Words are a vibration, and the world moves to the rhythm of what you say. So, what's the rhythm of your life right now? If it's filled with talk of lack and limitation, it's time for a change. Speak life into your finances. Speak success into your future. Speak your abundance into existence. It's not about denial or pretending to be rich. It's about shifting your mindset and planting the seeds for the financial freedom you deserve. Start today. Start now. Speak wealth. Speak power. Speak abundance. Chapter 13. Visualization is not woo-woo. Let's get one thing straight. Visualization is not some new age wishful thinking nonsense. It's grounded in science. Your mind is incredibly powerful, more powerful than you probably realize. Every thought you have sends out electrical signals, and these signals affect your body, your decisions, and your reality. When you visualize something vividly, your brain can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. That means you're training your brain to believe something is already happening. It's not just daydreaming, it's rewiring your mind for success. You're programming yourself to believe in what you can't yet see. When you picture yourself in that dream house, on that dream vacation, with the financial freedom you've always wanted, you're laying the groundwork for that reality to come into existence. Your mind starts searching for ways to make it happen, drawing you toward opportunities, people, and ideas you might have missed otherwise. It's like planting a seed in your subconscious mind that grows every time you water it with focus and energy. But here's the thing, this isn't just about closing your eyes and hoping for magic to happen. You have to take action. Visualization is the spark, but you're the one who has to light the fire. You can't just think about wealth, you've got to feel it. You've got to see yourself already living that life in your mind, then act accordingly. In the real world. Successful people don't just wish for things to happen. They first picture it in detail, feel the emotions of that success, and then move toward it like it's already theirs. It's not woo-woo, it's brain science. When you visualize, you're training your mind to open up to the possibilities that exist around you. You're becoming someone who sees opportunities rather than obstacles. This isn't a wait-and-see strategy. It's a create-and-become way of living. So, stop dismissing it as some magic trick or fluff. Visualization is a tool, a real one, and it's one that can change your life if you let it. It's time to stop dreaming small, dream big, and then get ready to do the work to turn it into reality. Chapter 14. Stop worshipping the struggle. For so many of us, the struggle has become a badge of honor. We've been taught that if it's hard, it's worth it. If we're tired, we must be doing something right. But here's the truth they don't teach you. The struggle doesn't have to be your identity. The hustle doesn't have to be your lifestyle. Somewhere along the way, we were sold a lie that in order to succeed, we must suffer. We must grind, sacrifice, and burn ourselves out. And while hard work is important, it should never come at the cost of your well-being, your peace, or your joy. So many people wear exhaustion like a trophy, thinking that being busy means they're moving forward. But in reality, you're just spinning your wheels. The hustle culture tells you that you have to pay your dues before you can live the life you want, but that mindset traps you in a cycle of endless work and no reward. Here's the thing. You don't have to wait for permission to be successful. You don't have to punish yourself to achieve your dreams. You don't have to struggle to be worthy of abundance. It's okay to rest. It's okay to flow. It's okay to attract instead of chase. Once you stop worshipping the struggle, you begin to realize that abundance doesn't come from working harder. It comes from working smarter. It comes from aligning your energy, your thoughts, and your actions with the life you want to create, instead of forcing things into existence. The struggle only feels necessary because you've conditioned yourself to believe it's the only way to get what you want. But when you step back and allow yourself to flow, you make space for the universe to deliver what you need, often in ways you couldn't have imagined. Stop wearing exhaustion like a crown. Stop celebrating the pain. The struggle doesn't define you. It was never meant to. You were meant to live freely, to enjoy your journey, and to attract the wealth and peace you deserve, without sacrificing your health or happiness. Let this be your wake-up call. Success is not supposed to be painful. Stop worshipping the struggle and start living in abundance effortlessly. Chapter 15. Create before you consume. The world is obsessed with consumption, and it's keeping you broke. Think about it. How many hours a day do you spend scrolling, watching, reading, consuming other people's ideas, content, and distractions? It's easy to get sucked into the cycle of consuming. We're constantly fed information, entertainment, and the lives of others. But here's the hard truth. You're never going to build wealth by consuming other people's success. You can't create if you're always looking for what's already been created. The secret to being a money magnet is creating first, not after you've seen what others have done. When you create, you step into the energy of abundance. You step into a place where your mind is engaged, your creativity flows, and you add value to the world. Creating is how wealth is built, whether it's a new business, a book, a course, a product, or even just a solution to a problem that people are begging for. The creators are the ones who set the tone for their lives, and the world responds. If you consume first, you're giving away your power. You're letting someone else dictate how you spend your time, how you think, and what you believe is possible. But when you create first, you get to decide. You take ownership of your life, your purpose, and your wealth. Think about the richest people you know, whether they're entrepreneurs or artists. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for someone else to show them the way. They created something first. The power of creation comes from a deep knowing that you have something valuable to offer. It's an act of belief in yourself and in your abilities. And it's the first step in moving from a consumer mindset to a creator mindset. But here's the kicker. You can't create anything of value if you're constantly distracted. You need to commit to creating before you consume. Set time aside to build something meaningful before you indulge in the noise of the outside world. The next time you open social media or browse the internet, ask yourself, what have I created today? What have I done that moves me closer to my goals, to my wealth, to my abundance? If the answer is nothing, it's time to flip the script. Stop letting others dictate how you spend your energy. Start creating and let the world consume your value. Chapter 16. Fear is expensive. Fear is the most expensive thing you can carry with you, yet we hold on to it like it's a badge of honor. The truth is, every time fear grips you, it costs you. It robs you of opportunities, keeps you stuck, and makes you settle for less than you're capable of. Think about the last time you hesitated, when you knew you should have moved. Maybe it was a business opportunity you passed up, a relationship you didn't pursue, or an investment you avoided because you were scared. Fear doesn't just prevent you from acting. It makes you pay with the price of time, missed potential, and self-doubt. You're not just losing money, you're losing moments, dreams, and chances to grow. And here's the kicker, it's not even real. Fear is an illusion. It's the brain's way of trying to protect you from things that may not even happen. Yet, you buy into it. You let it stop you from the very things that would change your life. And it's not just the big risks either. Even small fears, like speaking up for what you deserve or stepping outside your comfort zone, pile up over time and create a mountain of lost opportunities. The cost isn't just financial, it's emotional and spiritual. Every time you say no to something because you're scared, you're choosing to remain in the comfort of the known, even if it's not where you want to be. You're choosing the pain of the present over the potential of the future. And that's expensive. Fear keeps you broke, not just financially, but emotionally and mentally. It makes you second-guess every decision, even when your gut tells you it's the right one. But imagine if you let go of the fear. Imagine if you stepped into your power, even when it felt uncomfortable. Imagine the life you could create if you didn't let fear control your every move. The truth is, bravery is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward in spite of it. The real cost isn't in taking risks, it's in not taking them. Because the moment you step into that fear and push through, you realize it was never as dangerous as you thought. You realize it was just a barrier to your next level. So ask yourself, what would happen if you stopped letting fear hold you back? What could you create if you let go of the fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown? The answer is simple, everything you've ever wanted. Fear is expensive, but freedom? freedom is priceless. Chapter 17. You are allowed to want more. For so long, you've been taught to play small, to be humble, to be grateful for what you have, and not to ask for too much. Society has a way of whispering in our ears, telling us that wanting more is selfish, greedy, or unrealistic. You've heard it all. Be content with what you've got. Don't dream too big, you might be disappointed. But here's the truth no one's telling you. You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to want more than a job that drains your soul, more than living paycheck to paycheck, more than just getting by. Wanting more is not a crime. It's a birthright. Somewhere along the way, you learned that it was better to play small, to keep your desires quiet, to not rock the boat. But that quiet obedience has been costing you your dreams. It's been holding you back from stepping into your full potential, from claiming the life you were truly meant for. Wanting more doesn't make you ungrateful, it makes you human. You are wired to grow, to evolve, to expand, and to experience the richness of life in every way possible. The universe is limitless, and so are you. The only thing that limits your ability to achieve more is the belief that you're not worthy of it, that you don't deserve more. But that's a lie, and it's time to let go of it. So ask yourself, what's holding you back from claiming the more that you want? Is it fear, doubt, the voices of others telling you to stay in your lane? Or is it just the fear of your own greatness? It's time to break free from these limits and start reaching for everything you've ever wanted, because you are allowed to want it all. There's room for your dreams, your ambitions, your desires, and they are not selfish. The world needs people who dream big, who go after what they deserve, and who show others what's possible when they stop apologizing for wanting more. Your dreams are not too big. Your desires are not too far out of reach. You just have to give yourself permission to want more, to believe you deserve it, and to claim it with both hands. So stop dimming your light. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You are allowed to want more, and you are worthy of it all. Chapter 18. Discipline is abundance in disguise. We often think of discipline as a punishment, a set of rules to follow that takes away our freedom. But that's exactly the mindset that keeps us stuck in a cycle of lack. True abundance, the kind that lasts and grows, doesn't come from random bursts of inspiration or the hope that tomorrow will be different. It comes from doing the things that aren't always fun, but are always necessary. Discipline isn't about restriction, it's about creation. It's about waking up every day with intention, taking small actions that compound over time, and trusting that each step you take is leading you to the life you deserve. The difference between those who always struggle and those who thrive is their ability to stay consistent, to show up for themselves even when it's hard, and to prioritize long-term gains over short-term comfort. You've probably heard the saying, if you're not willing to work for it, you don't deserve it. And while that's harsh, it's not wrong. Success isn't about magic or luck. It's about the daily habits you commit to. It's about the discipline to manage your money, to keep your promises, to build your skills, and to keep your mind sharp. Even when the world around you is tempting you to do less. That's the secret to abundance. It's not flashy, it's not sexy. But it works. When you show up day after day and honor your own potential, the universe has no choice but to meet you halfway. The thing is, people who achieve real wealth don't see discipline as a chore. They see it as a bridge to freedom. The more you practice self-control, the more space you create for abundance to flow into your life. And once you're disciplined, money becomes less of a goal and more of a natural byproduct of your efforts. Every day you stay committed, you're not just building a business or earning a paycheck, you're building a life that flows effortlessly, attracting all the wealth you've ever wanted. So, the next time you feel like skipping a task or breaking a promise to yourself, remember, discipline isn't your enemy. It's your partner in the pursuit of everything you've ever dreamed of. Abundance doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who act, persist, and choose discipline as their secret weapon. Chapter 19. Become a magnet, not a beggar. Stop chasing, stop begging. I know it feels like you need to fight for every dollar, hustle harder, and pray for that one break. But what if I told you that's exactly the opposite of what you need to do? What if I told you that you don't have to chase money, money should be chasing you? You're not meant to beg, knock on doors, or beg for opportunities. You're meant to magnetize them into your life. Think about it. What do magnets do? They attract. They pull things in effortlessly, without stress or desperation. That's the energy you need to start bringing into your life. Right now, you're out here running after money like it's running away from you. But the truth is, the more you chase it, the more it slips through your fingers. Money is energy, and energy flows to those who understand how to attract it, not to those who beg for it. This is where most people get it wrong. They think they need to prove themselves worthy of wealth. They think they need to chase it down like some elusive treasure that only the lucky few find. But that mindset keeps you trapped. You're not a beggar, and you're not a seeker, you're a magnet. And a magnet doesn't have to beg for what it attracts. It doesn't have to hustle harder, work longer hours, or stress itself out. It just needs to stay in its own energy, aligned with its purpose, and let what's meant for it come in. You see, when you become a magnet, you stop focusing on the how. You stop worrying about where the money's coming from or how you'll make ends meet. Instead, you start focusing on who you need to become. You need to become someone who is aligned with abundance, who believes that wealth is not a struggle, but a natural byproduct of being your best self. When you start vibrating on that level, money has no choice but to flow toward you. The opportunities, the ideas, the connections, they'll come to you effortlessly. You'll stop feeling like you're constantly knocking on closed doors and start feeling like the doors are opening for you. You'll stop being desperate for money, and instead, you'll start attracting it like it's part of who you are. This shift is powerful. It's like flipping a switch, and once you flip it, the game changes. The people, the opportunities, the abundance that once seemed out of reach will suddenly be within your grasp. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to beg for it. All you have to do is become the magnet, and the rest will follow. Chapter 20. The Money Magnet Life. Imagine waking up every day not just hoping for success, but expecting it, knowing it's already on its way to you. That's what living the money magnet life feels like, when you stop chasing money and start attracting it almost effortlessly. It's a shift that happens deep within, in how you see yourself and your relationship with wealth. You stop thinking of money as something you need to hustle for, and start understanding that it's a natural result of the energy you give off. Rich people don't chase opportunities, they attract them because they've aligned their mindset with abundance, with possibility, and with certainty that wealth is their birthright. And here's the truth, you have that same power. The only difference between you and the person who seems to have it all is that they've adopted a new belief system, one that says they deserve it, one that's rooted in confidence and trust. When you start thinking and living like a money magnet, you attract opportunities, ideas, and people that can elevate your life in ways you can't yet imagine. You create new habits because the person you are becoming has habits that align with wealth. You start to value your time, your energy, and your resources in a way that honors your worth. You stop spending money on temporary thrills and start investing in things that will grow, multiply, and serve your future. The money magnet. Life isn't about waiting for things to change. It's about understanding that you are the one who changes first. You become magnetic because you believe in your value. You no longer need to beg or hustle. You attract clients, investors, opportunities, and doors that open for you, because you're walking in your purpose, with clarity and with unwavering belief that success is yours to claim. It's a life of flow, of grace, of abundance. And it's not just reserved for the lucky few. This life is available to you right now if you make the decision to step into it. Let go of old money stories, release limiting beliefs, and finally, accept that your financial freedom is not just possible, but inevitable. Living the money magnet life means you don't just get the car, the house, or the vacation. It means you've become the person who can effortlessly create and sustain those things. Your mindset is your wealth, your confidence is your currency, and your life becomes a reflection of everything you believe is possible. So ask yourself, are you ready to live that life? Are you ready to step into the life you've always dreamed of? Because it's not some distant future waiting for you. It's here, right in front of you, waiting for you to claim it. All you have to do is embrace your true worth, step into your power, and allow yourself to live the money magnet life. Your future self is already living it. Now, it's time for you to join them. Conclusion. As you close this book, I want you to remember one powerful truth. You are already a magnet for wealth. Everything you've learned here is not just some theory or motivational fluff. It's a blueprint for the life you were meant to live. The only thing holding you back was your mindset. Now that you know how to think differently, your entire world can transform. Money doesn't come to those who chase it desperately. It comes to those who align their mind, heart, and actions with the abundance they already deserve. The path isn't about working harder or longer hours. It's about working smarter, thinking clearer, and making space for opportunity to flow into your life. You're not chasing riches. You're becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts them. And the best part? This isn't a dream or a fantasy. It's your new reality. It's up to you to choose the life you want. To take the steps, no matter how small, toward the life that feels abundant, fulfilling, and free. You can rewrite your financial story. You can stop living paycheck to paycheck, stop fighting scarcity, and start attracting everything you've been wanting. All it takes is a change in how you think, what you believe, and who you surround yourself with. You don't have to wait for a magic moment or the right time. That time is right now. Your future is being created with every thought you think, every action you take, and every decision you make. So go out there and start living like the magnetic, wealthy person you were always meant to be. Don't just dream about abundance. Become the abundance. Your money magnet life begins now, and I believe in you.